So you might be asking yourself why I'm wearing this shirt, considering that spooky season has come and gone. Well, first of all, every season is spooky season at my house, obviously. Second of all, I kind of wanted to dress for the occasion because today we're planting garlic. All right, you guys, so I have this raised bed that was my garlic bed last season, and it worked wonderfully. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out all of this mulch because I won't be using it for the garlic. And then we'll prep the soil and get planting. All right, you guys, so I've got as much mulch as I can get out of this bed. So now I'm gonna add a whole boatload of compost because garlic likes well-draining, very fertile soil. And this stuff is like black gold. Beautiful, beautiful. So spread that around. Just kind of work it into the soil. I want to get at least a couple inches, break up the So the bulbs that I got for planting were pretty huge. So, I mean, just pretty big. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure out planting about every 5 to 6 inches, and I'm going 2 to 3 inches deep. So, and I am using a ruler because I'm terrible with spacing. Okay, so that's putting me at about 3 per row. This way I'm gonna go about 6 inches. So I want to definitely give this garlic enough room to grow. Like I said, the bulbs that I got are pretty huge, so I want to give them enough space to give me some more big bulbs. And last season, my bulbs were not quite as big, but I had a nice mix of different size bulbs. So I'm hoping that this season we'll get quite a few more. All right, I think we've got our holes in there, and we are ready to plant. All right, so I have my bulbs, or cloves actually, soaking in a mixture of 1 gallon of water, a tablespoon of fish emulsion, and a little bit of baking soda. And so this is going to help keep any diseases and prevent rot, things like that. The fish emulsion will give it a big boost of nutrients. So these are ready to go. Okay, so I've got these gloves on because obviously I don't want to smell like fish. And you can see how big these cloves are. I mean, so you can imagine what the bulb size was. So again, I want to leave enough space so that I have big giant bulbs. And then you want to point them flat side down, pointy side up. And I'm going to go a little, because these bulbs are so big, I'm going to go a little deeper than what I originally planned. So I had about 2 to 3 inches in here, but I think I'm going to go a little bit, like I said, a little bit deeper just because these are enormous. All right, pointy side down. And I'm not going to worry about covering them with dirt right now because I plan on adding a layer of compost on top. So, all right, let's get these in. Okay, so I've got my biggest bulbs in the bed. I have about 21, 23, I can't remember, bulbs. And I planted my largest bulbs in here. And I do have some left over, some of the smaller ones. So what I'll do is I'll plant those in bags with some of the other plants that are good companions. And hopefully we'll have a pretty decent harvest of garlic. So next what I want to do is I'm going to put another layer of compost up here just to kind of cover up all of these and again give them a nice boost of nutrients. And then it's time for the mulch. Okay, compost. Make sure I get these nice and covered. If you don't currently compost, I highly recommend it. Not only is it amazing for your soil, I mean, with compost you really don't need any extra fertilizer. It has all the nutrients you need for really any plant. So highly recommend it. And it's easy and it's quick and it's going to save you a lot of money. So rather than buying, dump it all in there, rather than buying compost or, you know, soil, I know in my last post I said that I reuse my soil, and that's because of the compost. So mixing in the compost and worm castings, anything like that, is going to give you just beautiful soil. So highly recommend. All right, now we're going to mulch. And for the garlic, I'm going to use straw as my mulch. And this is going to help keep the soil moist without making it soggy. Regular wood mulch tends to stay a little more moist, and with this being the winter season, straw is going to work a lot better because I don't want any rotting to go on. I don't want them to be too wet, and because of this Oya, the bed stays pretty moist, and so adding that extra wood mulch is probably going to make it soggy. I do use that in the summertime because the soil does definitely dry out a lot faster. So as long as we don't get any strong winds, this straw is going to be just fine. And this is garden straw, so I wanted to definitely make a note that you don't want to just go to your local feed store and pick up some hay. You're going to end up with a lot of seeds, and you're going to be growing your own straw or doing a lot of weeding. So yeah, you definitely want to get garden straw. You don't have to worry about seeds sprouting up. And I think that this is going to do it. So we're going to give it a good water. And yeah, our garlic is in. Also real quick, you guys, here's a queen laying eggs on my tropical milkweed. One of my favorite parts of gardening is being able to see all the different pollinators, different types of bees, butterflies, hummingbirds. I mean, you name it, we've got them. And it's pretty special. So if you don't have milkweed in your garden, definitely put some in. Not only are we helping the monarchs who are close to extinction, but we're also bringing pollinators to your garden. All right, you guys, garlic is in, and that concludes my fall planting. So I have all of my seeds in. Everything is just waiting to grow. So we'll see in the coming weeks what sprouts and what doesn't, and hopefully we'll have some successes. I'm sure we'll have some failures, and that's okay, but we're shooting for success. And yeah, until next time, have a good day.